We're taking a break from taking a break to share this with you, because you just never know when you're going to get a good fencing lesson or who's going to give it to you. This particular lesson came to me courtesy of an injury. If you spend enough time pushing the envelope, sooner or later the envelope is going to push back. Right now, I find myself benched with one of those envelope-pushing injuries. Healing can be glacially slow going. As part of the process, I'm obliged to unload that injury as much as I can, keep the weight off of it until it has a chance to mend. At the same time, I have to maintain muscle strength and mobility in the joint. Now, that's quite a tightrope. It's a precarious balance of just the right amount of exercise and just the right amount of rest. And the optimal proportions can be, shall we say, elusive. For me, the hardest part is rest. It's always been my habit that if something hurt, well, I'd just do it until it stopped hurting, or until I didn't care if it hurt. Turns out that may not be the wisest approach. Naturally, I've been researching the hell out of this, taking advantage of the vast amount of information that's available on the internet. Well, some of that information is vast. Some of it is half-vast. Now, I have found some very useful bits, but I had to wade through a whole lot of useless nonsense to find them. You know, when I was a kid, they used to say, don't believe everything you read. See, any damn fool can write a book, and it appears that most every damn fool has. The mere fact that the author published something does not necessarily mean that the author actually knows what the hell he's talking about. Incidentally, this is a fact that seems to have completely escaped most of the fencing and sword fighting community. I used to read a lot, and I still do. I didn't always exercise very good judgment about whether to believe what I read, because I didn't have very good judgment. I was just a kid. And, you know, the way you develop good judgment is to exercise a lot of bad judgment. Today, the rule is don't believe everything you find on the internet. Any damn fool can post a video, and it seems that most every damn fool has. The mere fact that the author has published something online does not necessarily mean that the author actually knows what he's talking about. Allow me to offer two somewhat amusing examples. I went searching for ways to rehab my aforementioned injury. I found quite a number of people demonstrating their recommended exercise routines. But here's the thing. None of them were injured. They were doing these exercises without an injury and telling me to do them with the injury. The fact is, if I could do those exercises, I wouldn't need those exercises. This is what Shakespeare meant when he said, he jests at scars that never felt a wound. Here's the other real knee slapper. I've been practicing martial arts of various kinds most of my life. From karate to kung fu to mugu gai pan, you name it. I've used all kinds of weapons, both crafted and improvised, from swords to number 2 pencils. So naturally, finding myself, a limpin' and a gimpin', I thought, if I can't do my regular karate, maybe, for the moment at least, I'll specialize in Crutch-Do or Cane-Waza. I had my own ideas on the matter, but my feline curiosity compelled me to look online. Sure enough, I found a bunch of guys demonstrating how to use a cane for self-defense. They all went pretty much like this. The professor's standing there with his cane, and his assistant, playing the heavy, attacks him. And then the cane master leaps into action like a ballerina with roid rage, whipping that cane around like a helicopter blade. Here's a guy who doesn't need a cane, giving fighting advice to people who do. The fact is, if you needed that cane to stand, to walk, to keep your balance, You wouldn't be able to do any of that guy's fancy shit. Refer to my previous Shakespeare quote. So, what have you learned, Dorothy? Well, the world's worst vice is advice. As a rule, don't get your travel directions from someone who's never been where you're going. Don't take self-defense advice from someone who's never been in a scrap outside the dojo. Don't take fitness advice from a 20-something steroid junkie. And don't take medical advice from any politician. And no matter what advice you get, question it. Even an expert can be wrong. Remember, free advice is worth every penny you pay for it. And that includes mine.